Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's doing the best they can and enjoying their day. And I hope you are not pressured by time or any other constraint when watching this video. And I hope that you will be able to enjoy it, and even better if you will be able to take something from it. But for the most part, try to enjoy yourself. Now, the topic of this video is what makes an enemy. In my opinion, there is no such thing as an enemy. Only the conception of what an enemy would look like. But in reality, nobody really is your enemy and nothing really is against you. It's just that things have their own will, and our ego doesn't like that, because it feels it needs to control things so that they are in a certain way, arranged in a certain way, look a certain way, function a certain way, so that we can feel we have control and we have accomplished something that is supposed to make us who we are. But that's not really true, because our sense of self cannot really be defined if you think about it, because technically everything is moving and changing and shifting in real time all the time, and interacting based on its own preferences, really. So to say that something is static and that there is certainty and that something is absolute is not really the case, because, well, it isn't. Everything changes. Kind of got like allergic reaction going on or something. My nose is a little drippy. Anyway, yeah, that's just the way it is, as far as I'm concerned. So it all leads to the same point, which is all my channel is really about. It's preaching the ego death and the importance of it, and why there's no other way to enjoy life fully other than through the death of ego, because that's the only thing that really stands in your way from enjoying life, your ego. It's just that most people have a difficult time letting go, because they don't feel safe outside of their ego, because early in their life they felt being their true self is not safe, so they try to avoid doing that. They try to avoid being vulnerable and sincere and open, because they feel as though some things are not okay and not acceptable and not normal and thus not human. It's not really true. Everything is normal, because everything has its own category. Everything has its own right. Everything has its own preferences. And even though at the same time we all share same universal preferences, which are to live and let live, and be your best self, and make the best decisions for yourself and everything around you and everything else as a whole. Because in reality, we kind of all are one. It may sound kind of cringe to some of you, or I don't know how else to put it, ideological or unrealistic, but it really is the truth, because we are all made out of the same things. So if we all have the same fundamentals, and basically everything around you is made of the same fundamentals, there really is not anything new under the sun since the beginning of time, if we choose to believe in time, that is. So yeah, we're all the same, really. It's just that the perception of reality that we choose to go with allows us to create the illusion of separation, through which we can, I guess, enjoy life. But we shouldn't take it too seriously, because our reality, our lesser versions of reality through which we allow for separation of one from everything else to happen, is only means to see life in a different way, enjoy it, but it's not anything that should be taken seriously, because then the real delusion starts, and it's gonna only bring more harm than necessary, and it only will teach you how unnecessary it is. All the wars, all the conflicts, all the harm, all the disagreement, all the hate, all the stubbornness will only at the end teach you how unnecessary it truly is, and how secondary it is to try to adjust the world around you to your personal preferences, because it's completely enough just for it to be so that you stick to your personal preferences without demanding that other people do the same. Because at the end of the day, you are supposed to be enough for you, and your preferences are supposed to be enough for you to satisfy your moral outlook on the world or whatever. It's just what it is. So that's why there's no enemy of yours. You have no enemy. Guys, I'm gonna have like one face, one shade darker than the other because of being in the sun this side so much. I hope the view is, yeah. I was trying to adjust the camera so that you can specifically see this piece right here, because you can peek into the view of the river behind the bushes. So I really wanted you guys to see that there is a river, because I think it makes the whole cinematic much cooler. Because if I were just a little bit to the left, for you it's to the right, I guess, I'm not sure, then you wouldn't see the river because you would only see the bushes, right? Maybe you would. Oh, it's there actually, I guess. Oh, never mind then. Can't really see the display because of the sun in my eyes. But yeah, hope you like the scenery. How much time? Oh, only 8 minutes in. I wanted to make a longer video, actually. But I don't know what else to talk about. I guess that would be it for me in terms of the point. What else would I say about why you don't have an enemy? Like, how else would I interpret it? Well, I also hope the sound's alright. Should be alright. It's glowing blue, which is a good sign as far as I'm concerned. Everything just wants to work in your favor, honestly, because we are all the same, actually, in actuality. If you don't filter the perception of reality or lower it enough to really believe that nothing, like that everything is against you because of your ego, then if you go higher up, you realize that everything really wants to treat everything else as it treats itself, no matter on what perception of reality you're in. So if you treat everything else negatively or with spite, then you also treat yourself that way, because you feel that that's the treatment you deserve for some reason, which is probably related to your ego being the primary source of judgment for what is justifiable and how you should look at yourself, not your actual sincere emotions or intuition, or however people want to call it, which is, I believe, the optimal way to do it, because the most objective you can get is unfiltered and pure subjectivity. What else would I say? Yeah, so, and everything wants to get to basically being the best version of themselves, which is, again, it's not suppressing your emotions. It's being aware of your emotions, being able to assess the intensity of them, and based on that, to be able to tell if something needs to be expressed or how loudly it needs to be expressed, and all these details. I hope you get the point. And yeah, that's the best version of yourself. It has no real definition besides just sticking to your emotions and letting them guide you, but making sure those are your real actual emotions, not emotions that you think you should have based on your ego. That's a big difference, and it's light and day. Even though night and day are basically the same, our reality makes it so that we can perceive it as something different because of things. Yeah, I don't really know what else to tell you, man. I hope I'm making a point here. I really tried to make it sound, but I mean, I can only do my best, you know. That's if that's going to be enough for somebody to allow themselves to feel that it is enough, and that that their intuition is correct about how they feel about what I'm saying. That's the decision you have to make for yourself, as far as I'm concerned. Fucking hell. I feel so much better now that my university exams for the second semester are over. Even though I have no idea if I actually passed my last exam, but even then, I know that I'm getting into the next year, next year's semester, first semester. So that's enough for me. And I can get into why I probably will get into why that's important for me in a separate video. And yeah, I don't know. It's really cool to just like sit in here and just be in nature, even though I'm actually in like the densest city district, most densely populated city district as far as I'm concerned. But it has pretty decent amount of greenery, as you can see, so that's pretty cool. And this city overall is pretty green. Like, people here think that it's not green, and it could be more green, of course. And it shouldn't even. I don't believe we should even live in cities. I mean, it's just too much noise, and the human soul is just not doesn't take a liking to these things. But for a city that's like officially about 500,000, feels like about 800,000 city during the workday, whatever. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And again, it's called Bratislava. It's the capital city of the country, Slovakia, or officially the Slovak Republic, if you want to know. It's depending on how you look at it, it's Central or Eastern Europe. Currently, it's the summertime. Currently, it's about 25 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. In summer, it gets all the way till up to 40 degrees plus Celsius. But the winters, they honestly, this is one of the warmest parts of the country. But in the other parts, especially where there are mountains, it can get like minus fucking 25, 30 sometimes degrees. But here it usually doesn't get below, even during the night, it doesn't get below minus 10 degrees Celsius. Usually not below minus 5, so it's pretty alright. For me, it's kind of too cold already, but for many people, it's gonna be alright, I assume. And yeah. I guess it's gonna be it for this video.